Have you ever wondered what really happened to MH370? March 8, 2014, a day that began like any other. The world was going about its usual business, completely unaware that an extraordinary event was about to unfold and alter everything. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, was about to make history in the most devastating way. 239 people on board, none of them realizing their lives would become part of a mystery that would captivate the world for years. At 12:41 a.m., MH370 left Kuala Lumpur International Airport, bound for Beijing. The aircraft was a Boeing 777-200ER, one of the most reliable planes in aviation, a symbol of safety and precision in the skies. But somewhere in the vast expanse of the night, that reliability failed. At 1:19 a.m., the final message came from the cockpit. "Good night, Malaysia 370. And then nothing, just a void. No one saw it coming. The plane vanished from radar. No distress signal, no cry for help. A plane simply disappeared. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members, each with their own story. Some were going on business trips, others were visiting family, and a few were simply flying home. The pilots, Captain Zahir Shah and First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, had flown countless flights before this one. Both highly trained and experienced, they were seasoned professionals. Zahari, a father of three, had more than 18,000 flight hours. Farik, a 27-year-old prodigy, had flown with Malaysia Airlines for just 6 years. But who are they beyond the uniforms? Could something in their private lives have led them to make the decisions they did that night? Was there something we missed? At 1:19 a.m., a simple phrase, "Good night, Malaysia 370." That was the last communication from H370, marking the final point of normalcy in what would become an unprecedented disappearance. After this brief exchange, MH370 made a mysterious turn. It veered off its flight path, leading west, away from its intended course. The last known position was over the South China Sea. But from that moment, it was as if the plane had never existed. Why did the plane deviate? Was it a pilot's choice? Did someone take control of the aircraft? Could it have been a catastrophic mechanical failure? Or was this something far more sinister? Raiders track planes based on a series of signals. When MH370 turned, air traffic controllers were unaware of what happened. And that's when things went dark. In modern aviation, this is not supposed to happen. Aircrafts are constantly monitored. The search for MH370 was nothing short of monumental. The first phase focused on the South China Sea, based on the last known position. But as weeks passed and no wreckage was found, the scope expanded. A new search area was identified, the southern Indian Ocean, a desolate and inhospitable place. The plane's last known communication, now known as a handshake with a satellite ground stations, would guide the search. Over 100 ships and 30 aircrafts scoured the ocean. Hundreds of thousands of square kilometers were searched, yet the wreckage remained elusive. How could a plane of that size disappear without a trace? What was hiding out there? Why was it so difficult to find? Was it the location, the depths of the ocean, or was it the plane's trajectory itself, part of a bigger mystery? After months of silence, the theories began to surface. The world was looking for any explanation. Let's dive into the most widely discussed theories. and their troubling implications. Two passengers boarded the plane with stolen passports. Could this have been a hijacking act? Was MH370 taken by a hijacker with a sinister purpose? The discovery of these passengers raised immediate red flags. But why didn't anyone claim responsibility? Why was there no demand or warning? Could Captain Zahawi have been involved in the disappearance of MH370? Some suggest it was a deliberate act, a premeditated plan that was carried out in the dead of night. Was there something in Zahawi's personal life that led him to such an act? Theories suggest that a sudden personal tragedy may have been a catalyst. But could it really be true? And if so, what drove him to such extremes? Another theory suggests that the plane experienced a catastrophic mechanical failure. If this is the case, why didn't the pilot send out a distress signal? Why was the communication so calm? Could the plane have experienced something so severe that even the experienced pilots were unable to handle it? The first tangible piece of evidence came in 2015 when a piece of the plane's wing, a flaperon, washed up on Reunion Island. This was a significant moment. It proved that the plane had indeed crashed into the ocean. But it did not answer the most pressing question. Where is the rest of the plane? How could one piece of debris travel so far? What does this tell us about the plane's final moments? And what does it mean for the search that still continues? The search officially ended in 2018, but some believe the truth is still out there. Could we ever recover the plane's black boxes? What if they hold the answers to the questions that have eluded us for so long? And what about the families of the passengers? The anguish of not knowing. How do they cope? Is there still hope, or have they come to terms with the unimaginable? We previously mentioned some possible reasons behind the disappearance of the plane, but now let's explore all the theories and conspiracy theories in detail. Over the years, various theories have emerged, attempting to explain what might have happened to the plane and the 239 people on board. Some of these theories are based on fragments of evidence, while others are purely speculation. One of the most frequently discussed theories is that MH370 was intentionally crashed by the pilots. According to this idea, Captain Zahawi Ahmad Shah deliberately steered the plane into the ocean in a well-planned act. Supporters of this theory point to the aircraft's unusual flight path, which appeared to be designed to avoid radar detection. Additional reports surfaced that Zahawi had practiced a similar flight route on his personal flight simulator. Some speculate that he may have been dealing with personal problems, though no strong evidence supports this claim. But skeptics argue that Zahawi was a skilled and well-respected pilot with no clear motive. Furthermore, if the plane had been deliberately brought down in the ocean, more debris could have been found. Another theory suggests that the aircraft was hijacked and secretly landed. Some believe that MH370 was diverted to a remote location, such as Diego Garcia, a U.S. military base in the Indian Ocean. Supporters of this theory suggest that the plane may have been carrying sensitive cargo or high-profile passengers, prompting a forced landing. Reports suggest that passengers' phones continued to ring for hours after the disappearance have been cited as possible evidence, though experts argue that network delays could explain this phenomenon, rather than indicating ongoing activity. Satellite data confirms that the aircraft continued flying sound into the Indian Ocean, making a covert landing highly unlikely. Another possibility is cyber hijacking, where hackers or a rogue intelligence group allegedly took control of the Boeing flight systems remotely, preventing the pilots from regaining command. This theory raises concerns about the security vulnerabilities of modern aircraft, but aviation experts argue that completely locking out a pilot from controlling the plane would be extremely difficult. The idea that MH370 was remotely redirected or deliberately crashed remains speculative. A more controversial theory involves a potential military cover up. Some believe the plane was accidentally shot down by a military force and the incident was later concealed. This theory suggests that MH370 may have unknowingly entered restricted airspace and was mistaken for a threat. Similar incidents such as the downing of Iran Air Flight 655 in 1988 serve as examples of military forces mistakenly targeting civilian aircraft. However, no solid evidence has emerged to support claims of a deliberate cover-up in this case. One of the most widely accepted explanations among aviation experts is the ghost flight. This theory proposes that a slow loss of cabin pressure rendered everyone on board unconscious, causing the aircraft to continue flying on autopilot until it eventually crashed into the ocean. This would explain the absence of a distress signal. But the fact that the plane changed course several times before disappearing from radar raises questions about this explanation. Another speculative idea involves a Russian intelligence operation. Theorists or conspiracy theorists suggest that Russian agents hijacked the plane and flew it to Kazakhstan or another undisclosed location. The alleged motive was to create a distraction from Russia's invasion of Crimea. While this theory introduces an interesting political angle, no concrete evidence have been found to support it. One of the most unusual theories is that the plane was abducted by extraterrestrials. The idea stems from the fact that the aircraft completely vanished from radar and tracking systems, leading some to believe it disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Reports of strange lights in the sky on the night of the disappearance have also fueled speculation. While intriguing, this theory remains in the realm of science fiction. Equally bizarre is the notion that the plane accidentally entered another dimension or time period. Supporters of this theory point to the lack of wreckage and draw comparisons to historical disappearances such as Flight 19 in Bermuda Triangle. But there is no scientific basis for this claim. A more grounded theory involves the possibility that the plane was carrying valuable cargo, such as military technology or gold, which made it a target for hijackers. According to this idea, the aircraft was deliberately diverted or destroyed to prevent the cargo from reaching its final destination. While the Malaysian government has not been fully transparent about the cargo manifest, no solid proof has surfaced to confirm this theory. Another speculative theory suggests that MH370 actually landed safely and that the debris found in the ocean was planted as part of a cover-up. This idea suggests that the aircraft was repurposed for another mission and that the passengers may have been taken captive. While some theorists find this theory compelling, there is no verifiable evidence to support it. Despite extensive investigations and countless theories, The fate of MH370 remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. Did something extraordinary happen that night? Or is it simply a tragic accident lost in the vast and remote depths of the ocean? Let us know what you think in the comment section.